Hi guys, welcome back to my channel My Open Book, and this is the video for the previous football game for which you designed in the last week's video. Now in this session I'm going to make it work by doing the whole coding, and also I would like to say that, to be very honest, I'm not going to do the block coding all over again. Yet I'm going to explain to you the whole coding, and then after I'm done with the video, I'll be posting the project link there in the description section, so you can refer to my project as it is. Now let me first make you understand of what coding is and how are we going to go forward with it. So let's get on to the video. So first, we completed the design in the previous video, that was in the design part. Now, I opened the project in the code section and I can see something like this, where my design should come in this, and there should be a green button which will be coming by default on your screen. And then on the left side, you can see area available, where which should be blank at your end by now, but there should be a lot of things here which you can use for creating the blocks for doing the coding. Now, I'll be telling you how to do the coding by expanding the code editor first. So, first of all, as you remember that there was a small green button here, which which is called as a trigger button. Like when you click that, then what should happen? So basically, by default in Kids Hatch XR, it is a thing that you only when you press the green button, the project gets activated and you can execute the project. So basically, how do you get this block when green button clicked? So you go to the events. Events are having all the number of blocks, possibly a lot blocks, like 3 to 4 blocks, which let you create trigger events, as in something clicked, something loaded, something just like that. So when green button is clicked, that is in the event. In the event, the first block when green button is clicked, then you have a set variable score to 0. Now, how do you get a variable and what is a variable in place? So, variable is nothing but just a container to hold a value, and a variable can hold any value. It can be a numeric value, it can be a word character value as well. Now let's say how to create a variable and how to use it in kids.hatchxr. So I'm going to scroll down in this globals, and you see variables down there. Then you click on create a variable, you give it a name, anything. Then you click on create and you will be able to create your variable. Then let's say I created the variable, then you can see you will get two blocks with related to the variable that you just create. So my fg variable, it has a set variable and it has a change. Now set variable is something that you use for giving a value to your variable, and change is change is a block where you will change the value of the variable by something. So now I want to use set variable, as I have used set variable here. So what I'll do is I'll go to the variable section. I'll take the set variable factor, and because we are going to use a lot of variables, so it is going to have a drop down. You click on the drop down and you will get the name of all variables which you want to. I'll take set score and you will put it there. Now you want to put 0 because you want to set the score to 0 in the starting of the coding. So how you are going to do that? Scroll up in the globals and you will see something like maths. When you go to maths, on the top of everything there is a number. You bring that number and you have to attach it in the blank space. It goes in like that. So it is called notching. You notch the smallest block in the place that it can be notched to. Now you take this, and basically what I want is I want to delete it because I already have this block. Then comes another event of what happens after that. So you say when scene clicked. Now where is this block from? You again go to the events and you see when scene loads. You take this, and when you click on the drop down menu, you see when scene clicked. You click on this and you get this yellow block, which is, you can have a lot of many blocks notched inside it. So then what comes next is the first line, turn simple soccer football physics off. Now, physics, as I described in the previous project as well, corresponds to giving a life to an object in the program. So, your football, if you want to turn off its physics, that means you want it to be staying at that position where it is right now and doesn't act like a real life object. Basically, that means that you make it something which cannot move on its own. So you want to do it first, then you want to set a variable step to it. Now, what is a step variable doing here? So, a step variable, let's relate it to real life. When we walk on the floor, we tend to walk on the floor step by step, right? So, by that means that step here we are defining, which has a value of 8, is going to be defining the step that the ball is going to take to move forward from the point where it is at the camera and to move forward. So that is what the step variable is for. You will create the variable with the same method, going to the globals, going to the variables, create a variable, giving it a name, click create, and then setting it to a new value. Then you are here set simple soccer football position to some camera position in terms of position X, Y, Z. So this block, where will you get this block? There is no possibility that you can design these blocks. So what you do is just read the name of the object that you want, go to the object and search for the corresponding block. Now you want to search for the set football position block. So let's just find. See, this is the block that we were looking for. Set football position. Set football position, and you will see 000 यहाँ पे. You can remove the numbers. Instead, what you do, you have to put the camera thing. So what you do is you go to the scene layers again. You go to the camera again and you go to the getters. You see getters written here. You take this and then using the drop down, change it to position Y and position Z correspondingly. So yeah, this is what you have to do. What this is going to do, this is going to attach your football position to the camera according to the camera. Then you have a variable list. What are you going, why are you creating a list for, what are you creating a list for here? You're creating a list for capturing the camera gaze direction. Now what is camera gaze direction? Camera gaze direction is, let me tell you, while I do this, now if you see my cursor is, this is my cursor. So this is my gaze direction, the direction in which the camera is looking right now. So that's what you have to capture in the list that you create here, and list is nothing but a variable here. So you will directly go to globals, variables, create a variable like you do always, and then you will list it to, you will save it to camera gaze direction. Then there is a variable speed that you create and give it a value of 40. 40 is nothing but in some term that JavaScript would understand, it is nothing but defining the speed of the ball launching, because ball should be launching at a particular speed so that it moves, right? Then it is set variable dx, extract value for x and mapping list. What it means now, what is this extract value for is, so सबसे पहले आप चाहते हो, you've created a variable dx and dx variable में you want to extract the value for x. That means you are creating a value, a variable in list x, जिसकी वैल्यू आप चाहते हो कहाँ से आए, लिस्ट में से आए. क्योंकि इस कैमरा गेज डिटेक्शन के 3 फैक्टर होते हैं ऑटोमेटिकली, एक्स वाई और जेड. तो उसके एक्स वाई और जेड की वैल्यू के लिए आप लिस्ट के एक्स वाई और जेड 3 डिफरेंट वेरिएबल बनाओगे एंड यू वांट टू एक्सट्रैक्ट those values. What do? You go to list or and maps here, and then just scroll down and you have extract value for. So extract value for x in mapping, and you name the list you want to map it in, and you have the list inside the variable section itself. You have it here. Okay, so you do it for x, y, z correspondingly. Then comes set simple soccer football physics to dynamic body. Now why do you want to set it to dynamic body again? Because you have set its steps to move, you have set its speed to move. Now you want it to launch. So only a thing which is acting like a real thing can launch, or only a thing which has a life can launch. So for giving it a life, for making it a real life object, you're going to turn on the physics of the ball and you're going to make it dynamic so that gravity also is going to act on it. Then what you do is you have to, for making it work, you have to do set simple soccer football body velocity. Now, what is body velocity and where does this block come from? Is that you go to the scene layers, you go to the simple soccer football, scroll down, and here you see set simple body velocity in three numbers. You delete the numbers and then you have to use this operation. Where does this operation come from? This is a mathematical operation. It comes from math. In math you go down and you see this operation block. You take this and in the drop down menu you have all the options of multiplication, division and basic operations that are possible. So that you take and you have to set the velocity in x, y, z direction, in which you will write speed into dx, which is this dx is going to be the distance or the focus or the position of where the camera was gazing actually. So camera gaze direction actually gives you the coordinates of the camera gazing direction. Okay, it doesn't give you a distance or something, it gives you the coordinates where you have to go. So if we remember from the general physics, the formula for calculating the speed is equals to distance into time. So similarly, if I want to launch and if I want to make the velocity work, then I have to frame it that way that speed should be multiplied by the steps we have to walk or by the distance we have to walk, like that. So that is what I have done here. And that is what it is. And when now you want to test it, you want to click this button and you see you're okay. Let me go to the play section and elaborate it once more because in the code section, the area is small. You cannot see the ball. Right now, you can see the ball. I press the green button. I focus somewhere and you see the ball is happening. It is able to run, but it is not coming back. And it is so damn fast that it is, we are not being able to capture its movement. But we are able to you know, as soon as we click, the ball gets moving. So that is what it is, and that is what my game was about. I hope you liked it. Thank you.